Talk to the man on the street and ask him to name a boxer. It's a fair chance he'll name Muhammad Ali, George Foreman or maybe Joe Frazier. The golden age of the heavyweight division saw Smokin Joe fight Ali 3 times in the 70s. Frazier was in Cardiff last week and we caught up with him, asking him about the current crop. But we started with the man known as the greatest.
I'm not sure he'd be able to hold a conversation like you and I, but then a guy that blessed him to live this long with the problem that he has, have had, whatever, that, he should give thanks that for the man above. And I'm praying that every day that he do well and he grow to be, like, say, fine, like you and I, to get around and handle ourselves well, I pray for that for him.
Is it nice for you to look back on your career and know that when you were at your peak, the heavyweight game was at its peak as well? Because with you, Foreman and Ali at the top, that was when the heavyweight scene was at its best.
Well, there were a few more guys there that you left out. And let's see if I can help you out. There was Patterson, there was Holmes, there was, let's say, George, there was, let's say, come on, Sonny Liston, all those big guys back in them days, and don't forget Joe Frazier. And right now today, I don't know who's the champion. I don't really know who's the heavyweight champion. I don't know who's the light heavyweight champion. I don't know the super weighter, and they add these things in there as time go by. I don't see where they seem like they make a lot of money because the money is there. Guys who start the money thing off was Muhammad and Frazier. Start with $1 million, and these guys just keep on going.
These guys today, a lot of them, the likes of Valuev, Nikolai Valuev, he's a huge guy.
I don't really understand it. I mean, it seems like, I would say they want to take off the game and not work. You understand? Otherwise, I think the majority of guys who in the game today, he probably can't run a mile. That's all. He probably can't run a mile. He's probably out of shape so bad. And that's what they're doing. They want to stay away from it by not getting in shape and look like a champion. You know what I mean? The guys maybe yo size and my size. You know what I mean? So they don't really pay attention to what they're doing. And the people who are there, they haven't been there, but therefore they don't know how to make these guys get in shape. So therefore that really makes the sports bad.
Bunty, Frazier, Ali, Foreman, golden age of boxing. Politics still played a big part even back then, mind.
It did play a big part back then. I mean, people tend to forget that after Ali eventually beat Foreman, after Foreman had destroyed Frazier, when Ali gets Foreman out in Zaire, Ali then absolutely refuses every effort to try and get Foreman back in, Ali refuses every effort by Foreman to get him back in the ring, and Foreman doesn't get it. And that leads up to Foreman eventually quitting about 3 years later. Foreman even took out full-page adverts in the LA Times, in the New York Times, and in the Boxing News, a full-page advert, a letter to Muhammad saying, come on, give me a chance. I gave you a chance. You give me a chance. It never happened. Because that's sort of doctored over. A lot of stuff's doctored over there. What's also doctored over? The fact that that Frazier certainly had too many fights at the end of his career, as did Ali have too many fights at the end of his career. Should never have had the Larry Holmes fight, and everybody involved with it knows it. And what's more, he should never have had the Trevor Berbick fight right at the end of his career. But you know what? We talk about it as the golden age, champions forever. It certainly was, compared to any age. But let's not imagine that people walked away from that boxing jungle unscathed, because they didn't. And we just saw one of the guys that didn't leave that pit without a few injuries. Let's not mince our words.
Yes.